finally.
Okay, so
maybe more, 2 years.
we're going to catch you up really fast.
Yeah.
Okay, lots been going. Life happens, right? Shift happens, right?
Shift.
So
happens.
what happened? Well, it began with her husband running into a tree and croaking,
Yes.
me being diagnosed with cancer, and what else?
Oh, isn't that enough?
Oh, we got new relationships, and we're very happy.
Yes.
Okay, so
yes.
that's it.
Right. So it's
You're
been a
caught
good
up.
year.
Okay,
So
show over.
What'd you do on your summer vacation?
We're calling the show Life, Death, and what did you do on your summer vacation?
Yes.
Oh, and I got glasses. You like the glasses?
I got glasses.
I
They're
can
beautiful.
see.
As a matter of fact, they are lovely and very flattering.
Thank you.
I got glasses too, which you don't see on me.
Thank
So I still refuse to wear them. I have lost them twice this year. 4 months at a time. I'm trying to see, what does that mean? I know you're trying to say something. What don't you want to see? No.
What don't you want to admit to? That you need glasses.
All right, that's way too easy. No, I want to go deeper. I must go deep. Things must have meaning in life. Like, why?
You create the meaning.
Yeah.
It's all out of your own head. So what do you want it to mean?
The glasses?
Yeah.
Really, that's what this show's going to be about?
What do you prefer?
Glasses. I prefer to say I have the power to shift in life whether I like what I see or not. Ooh. I wasn't particularly crazy about my late husband hitting a tree 2
You
years
weren't?
ago. Not crazy about that idea.
We
Was not my
had
idea.
gone to the pleasure fair the day before.
Yes. I know.
Wow.
Well, he was skiing. He was in Tahoe skiing. And I had the girls, and we were having a great time. And how you doing that night? It was so cute. And in the morning, the afternoon after I got the call.
He even did a little video for you.
No, he
Remember
did a
that?
picture.
It was a picture.
It was he never took selfies. Like I tried to teach him. I tried.
She is the selfie queen.
Queen.
Just saying. Just saying.
It's just so easy. I don't get anyway. So he never took pictures, and why would he bother? I took all the pictures. Not just the day, the last run that he took.
On the ski slope.
On the ski slope.
Mhm.
He took a great big smiling selfie and skied in Heavenly Valley. Skied to heaven.
Which is his favorite thing. I mean, if he had to go, there were two ways to go.
Yes.
And one would have been a little less fun for her.
I would have gotten in a
So-
lot of trouble that way.
So,
A lot of explaining to do.
So, this was like the best thing that could have happened for him. However, we had to deal with the aftermath.
Yeah, you often do when someone dies. They leave you to pick up the pieces.
Lots and lots and lots of pieces. So
Lots
this
to
was
do.
this was a big lesson for you in making sure that you knew where things were because she didn't.
Right.
And
Right.
get the
Passwords, for God's sake. If I can help anybody through this journey, and I will say it is quite a journey if you're consciously aware, which I'm very proud that we are here to share our life stories because I'm praising you and myself at the same time because let's
I deserve praise.
yes,
Yeah.
we deserve.
So do you.
Well, thank you very much, dear.
We were friggin' amazing through this whole thing and loving each other every step of the way,
Yes.
I might add.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point, is that you need to feel everything. We're going to go over these points, but when you're going through stuff that happens in life, if I can help anybody remember to get the passwords, to be assigned on both bank accounts.
Where's the insurance?
Where's the money hidden? Anything. If anyone knows out there, by the way, the bank account number.
We ripped this house apart.
All right, don't tell him everything. I sound like an idiot. Like, did you live there? What, did he sneak around the house hiding money in the cushions? Oh, I got a new sofa. The old sofa. Goodwill.
Where is it?
Goodwill.
Oh, wow.
All right, anyway, I wrote a book, which I know you'll be clamoring to buy any second. It is an ebook, so just contact us at goodmorninggoddess.com.
And it's either
Good Morning
Jen
Goddess
at
Show.
goodmorninggoddess.com.
Jen, G-E-N.
Or Shama Helena at
Good Morning Goddess.
goodmorninggoddess.com.
So contact us, and it's for the first 700 people. It's a free ebook because I want to help people if they're going through this. And you don't know what you need to know when you're in shock. And if it wasn't for my loving community and the support of my friends helping me every step of the way, especially that first week.
Oh my God, we all moved in,
Yeah.
basically.
And people brought food, so it was really kind of cool. But anyway,
A lot of black humor. Black humor
Dark.
is a wonderful thing.
Yep.
Very good thing.
So healthy, so helpful. And It is not in my book, as a matter of fact. A lot of it is not in my book, but some of it is. Because the point is, you do what you do, and you feel the way you feel, and you have to be honest about it. And I noticed a lot of comedy coming up, because the pain is so great that the humor has to be there to balance you, or you crack up forever.
Yeah.
You just go insane. It's just not a fun place to be in life.
No. And something came up I wanted to ask you, and now it went away. Oh, so
I'll keep talking.
That was good. Keep talking. So let's talk about me for a
Well,
while.
I just want to say, get the book.
Get the
It's
book.
called.
What's it called?
Thank you. It's called It Comes in Waves, One Woman's Journey of Grief. And it's an ebook, so if you would like it, it would help anyone, please ask for it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She wants you to know she's a woman, just in case you forgot.
Right, this one. As opposed to The Merry Widow, which is another song altogether.
Another story.
Thank you.
So let's talk about moi.
Okay, and so how was your summer vacation?
My summer vacation was wonderful. We went through the wonderful experience of Genevieve's loss and redemption. And then, was it the same month, I was diagnosed with tonsil cancer.
Go figure.
So I had some signs. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't think there was anything. I had a lump. I thought it was a lymphatic kind of blockage, so I was getting massages for that and everything.
Right, something.
And it wasn't going away. So I went to the doctor, and he said, yeah. And it was quite a journey for me, too, because, everybody's saying, you have to do chemo and radiation, you have to do this, everybody knows what's best for you, especially my family.
But her community never said you have to do chemo or radiation.
No,
We were against that.
No.
Okay, good.
So I went to the doctor, and they said, of course, you have to do chemo and radiation, you're going to die in 3 months. It's a year and a half later, people, I'm still here and not in pain. But anyway, so it was scary. It was upsetting. Very scary and upsetting. And I'll never forget this moment. I was talking to the doctor, and he says, well, you can do all that alternative stuff as long as you do what I tell you with the chemo and radiation. I said, well, I was crying. I was freaking.
Right.
But I said, here's something I don't understand. I said, we do this, it's going to destroy my immune system. Because, they were telling me, you're going to go through a year and a half of sheer hell where your throat is going to be burned, you're not going to be able to swallow,
gross.
you're going to have a stomach tube, all kinds of really horrible things. And I said, and it's going to destroy my immune system. Can you explain this to me? He looked me in the eye and he says, we don't care about your immune system.
Wow.
Do you
Ta-da!
So
right
I went,
there.
these
right
people
Get
are
it?
not for me. Not for me.
Not that they're bad people.
But they're in a paradigm.
It's all they know.
It's all they know.
And they have to support all they know because they get paid for what they know.
Right. So, and not only that, but there are rules. If you don't do what they tell you,
Right.
you can get drummed out like
Right.
crazy. So I started, and this is my big advice from this whole experience, is do your research, find out what's right for you. There are a lot of options out there.
Right.
Unfortunately, only insurance and Medi-Cal and all that will only pay for standard treatments.
Right. Right.
So that's the challenge. I chose not to do those treatments, and
Right.
so it's coming out of my own pocket. But
somehow the money has been there.
it's been amazing. So
amazing.
anyway,
That's
I was,
important too.
yeah, I was faced with this, and then I went, well, do I want to stay or go? And
Yes.
I was on the fence, to be real honest. Things were not looking real rosy at that point.
You're going
in time.
over these points really quickly, and the point is
Yeah.
these are really important steps along her journey.
Yeah.
First was the discovery and the feeling of like, not me. I'm going to ignore this for how many months?
A while.
Yeah, because I'm strong and powerful. I am goddess. I can handle this. I think it's a grapefruit. Maybe if I swallow hard, this big thing will go away. Okay, so there might be a little denial when you're a powerful person.
Right. I didn't believe I could possibly have that. So I did a prayer. I literally did a prayer. I said, God, I'm on the fence with this. I know this is a crossroads.
Yeah.
And I don't really know whether I want to stay or go. I'd like your advice. And so we had a goddess camp.
Yes, we did.
And I got a vision. And the vision basically said, in a nutshell, if you take this journey and you work to heal yourself, you'll get everything you ever wanted. I said, oh, really?
Define
that
everything.
This is what I want. I want enlightenment. I need a new car. I need more success and cash flow and blah, 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 and more love in my life.
A loving relationship,
and
right?
I know I didn't ask for a loving relationship.
I did
at
ask
all.
for you.
Thank you. So I wasn't there. The loving relationship was all about me at the time.
Was with herself.
So it was all about that.
That's
So
right.
when I got that vision, I said, okay, sounds like a plan. I'll do that.
Right.
And then I set a very clear intention that this journey is going to be all about love.
Oh, nice.
And not only was it about love, but it was about trust. Trusting the moment. Trusting that everything that I need is there for me. It has been the most profound, powerful, beautiful, amazing journey ever, and I have the love of my life in my life now.
Wow. See?
Which I wasn't even looking
It worked. Thank you. Thank you.
for.
Oh, yeah, and you're healed. So that's a good part, too.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm still dealing with some residual stuff, but
Sure.
I'm
sure.
feeling, I have studied nutrition. I have studied
Thank you. That's
all the
another
reasons
important
that
point.
this came about in the first place. I'm
That's
becoming an activist for preventative health now, because 1 in 2 people are going to get cancer, or you're going to know somebody that has it. So my big message to you is educate yourself, find the treatment and the approach that works for you. I'm not saying chemoradiation is bad, although for me it is because of my...
It's bad for everybody. I'm sorry. I believe that killing good cells and your immune system is not good.
But, you know,
You know?
the thing that I believe above all else is what you believe in is what works. I
Okay.
happen to believe that since my path was
Okay.
about love,
Okay.
I wanted to do things that were loving, and
Okay.
they basically told me that if I did these treatments that would last a year and a half, and it would be absolutely hell,
Yeah, boy.
and that a lot of things would never come back, and a lot of things would just be problematic the rest of my life.
Right.
Instead, I opted to make choices that are all about loving myself and what felt good. And what felt good to me was nutrition and supplements and some of these more alternative treatments. And for me, it has worked. So I think that what you believe in is the most important part. I mean, I'm definitely an advocate for alternative healing, but for some people, they're very into the medical paradigm, and that's what feels good to them, and it will work for them.
That's right.
And I know people that has.
Right, I did too.
I just,
I
so
know people-
basically, they said it would be a year and a half of hell, and it will buy you 3 years of life. And I
Oh,
said,
I didn't know that
yeah.
part.
And I said, well,
Thank
if that's
you.
the case, I'd much rather have a good time.
Yes.
And it's a
Quality.
crapshoot.
Quality.
Either it's going to win or it's not. But at least I'm going to have a much better time
Right.
in the journey,
I'm
and
trying
it's
to
been
salute you.
phenomenal.
Excellent job.
Yeah. Thank you.
Excellent job.
Thank you.
And I will recap what I heard you say, because
Yes.
that is a really important thing. Once again, if we can help anybody through this kind of shift in their life, know that there's always light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Do what works for you. Focus on love, because that's what heals anything.
Yes.
Not
Love is
focus-
always the best answer.
Right, not what caused the cancer, not how you got it, not why me, not the, anything of the negative ilk. It's here. Focus on self-love from now, this day forward. Surround yourself with loving, supportive people. Educate yourself with nutrition. She's lost how much weight, which I miss.
Let's not discuss that.
You're just beautiful. She was, you know, anyway.
Softy.
And now she's beautiful and thin. And anyway, do what's right for you. Learn, educate, be your own advocate at the doctor's office.
Absolutely.
Speak up. Get someone with you to take notes with you and remind you of what
Every
happened. Because you are also dealing with your emotions as well as dealing with what the doctor's telling you logically and mentally trying to remember things. Because I remember those meetings. And surround yourself with people who support your method of healing. And bring you gluten-free desserts. And invite you to dinner, have gluten-free
Sugar-free.
things and sugar-free things. I mean, and it's a new wonderful way of life. And look how empowered and beautiful and healthy and proud we
Very
are of
proud.
Shama Helena.
And I've become an advocate for preventative
Yes.
attitudes. So we're going to be putting up a website on cancer. I'll be giving you the names of it later because we're still in process with that.
That's great.
But it's really, the love part I think was the most important part. And,
Most.
and then I aligned every choice I made with that.
Right.
But I did learn a lot. I went to the Optimum Health Institute for a nutritional cleanse, which was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
Wow.
Just really cleansing my body of toxins and all that. But I learned that actually what set me up to have this diagnosis was stuff that happened, a lot of it in my childhood. Unconsciousness about using cleaning products and solvents, goes into the skin. Unconsciousness about a lot of different things. So this is what's going to be on the site. And
Right.
being aware of, I didn't even think about my skin absorbing all these toxins and
Right.
ammonias and things because I used to clean houses when I was in high school.
Right.
Things like that. So it's important to know how to care for yourself better and get conscious so that you don't have these buildup of toxins
Right.
and then stress just takes it over
Over the top.
And I had a lot of stress.
You think?
Yeah. So we're a lot less stressful, aren't we?
I think life has gotten much better in 2 years. It's funny how that happens also. What I wanted to say that we have in common is as you're going through these stressful, life-altering situations, is to honor every feeling. The good ones and the angry ones and the embarrassing ones.
All of them.
All of them. And to say, it's just how I feel right now. I have a right to feel this way. Work through it. If you need to go and have a counseling session, do what's it called, emotional downloading session, and be the pillow. If you want to do an alternating tapping session where you're going to say to yourself, I know that I'm going through this right now, but even though I am, I love and accept myself completely. Those types of sessions are so powerful and
we
useful.
did a lot of ceremonies too for different things, like cord cutting to release ourselves from the past, and all kinds of invocations, and talking to Mark.
Right.
We talked to Mark a lot.
Mark,
actually.
Being the late husband guy.
Yes.
Yes. I don't admit that in public that I talk to my late husband, but who doesn't? You know what? That's another thing.
Why did you leave me?
Admit.
Yeah.
What were you thinking? I'm just saying. You left all of this. You know, that was the biggest question for months and months. You know, we're not going to go into too much black humor now, but what was he thinking? And so the point is to feel all of that, to share it with people, that you feel safe, feeling angry, and that makes you feel disloyal, if you will, to your husband or your wife that passed on, that had a spiritual connection or contract, as we say, that they had completed without you.
What's the gift? Tell me
Without
the gift.
telling you.
What's the gift?
Without warning.
What's the gift?
I'm sorry. The gifts
Yeah, the gifts.
were so many, it surprised me. And they didn't come, of course, until months and months, until the grieving was like completely, as I said, it comes in waves. The name of the book is It Comes in Waves, because that's
happens.
how I started feeling. It still happens. And the thing is that the gift was learning who I am as a single person now.
Powerful single person.
Yeah, I've always felt like a powerful person, but part of who I was in my community, in my society, was I was part of a couple, and a loved couple. We loved everyone. We felt like a king and a queen. You know, that type of thing that makes you feel like you have an established life. We've made a life for ourselves kind of feeling. Mm-hmm. And that's really something most people don't think about going off to do. They go, we're going to start a family. We're going to be a couple. We're going to be... But a whole community of loving people, I'm Italian, I need my hands, was a big part of who my identity was. So to step back into parties and events and show up for my friends alone and
That
say...
was really hard.
Yeah. Hi, I'm going to go sit at the singles table now. No, you're not. You're sitting right next to me. You know, our couple friends. The love and support. That's love and support. Don't alienate your single friends. Okay?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for either of us was showing up with our community and saying, this is what's going on with me, and being emotionally naked and vulnerable and real with them, and them supporting us in our process for healing. I mean, people came out of the woodwork from high school, from our community, from everywhere to help me on my journey and to help her on her journey. And it was very sacred, because the love was so profound and palatable, and the support and the connection and the depth that we went to all together as a group, loving each other through this, because she didn't just lose her husband, we lost a dear, dear, dear friend.
Yeah.
You know, Mark was one of my best guy friends.
I know.
I'm tearing up thinking about it.
I know. He was a cute guy.
Yeah. So,
or you can hide behind dark humor, and your community gets you. They know what you're doing because of the pain. So I had the best one-liners, and then they came back with a few more. Like this woman, she'll do anything to throw a party, even a funeral. You know, I guess you have the last laugh. Oh no, wait, I saw his picture. Selfie. He had the last picture. So that helped me a lot, that they got that this is how I had to handle it.
and I think it's really important to step away from judgment or any ideas of what you think someone should be doing around something.
Right.
But just support them in being themselves, feeling themselves, living themselves, and love them through that. Whether you agree with them or not.
Yeah.
You know, my whole family sat me down and said, we think you should do chemo radiation. I said, good for you.
Yeah.
That's not what I believe in. And now they're watching, and my daughter included, they're all watching me going, wow, this is working.
Yep.
I mean, I'm more vital, more alive, more
beautiful.
empowered.
Yeah.
And, I had to, in this new relationship I got,
Did you?
I got a new relationship. Yeah.
Next show, we're going to talk about that.
But I got to heal a lot of the stuff that
Mhm,
created the
mhm.
cancer from some of the past dynamics that were going
Exactly what it means. When you say, what are the gifts come in surprising
on. Very
epiphanies.
surprising.
What? You mean that was a gift? You mean this is a gift? You mean freedom, choices, standing up for yourself, and that's a gift? Yeah, guess what? That's a big gift.
And I think the more, whatever tragedy or challenge you're undergoing, the more you look for that gift, the easier the journey is.
Say it again.
And it goes more quickly too, believe it or not.
Right. Look for the gift. Be consciously aware as you go through this journey.
This happened for some reason.
Or many reasons.
Many reasons. And
But-
we get to make the meaning too.
That's, I guess, what it
Yeah.
means to find the gift, because you go, oh, that's what it means.
And that's what I learned.
Right.
Well, my meaning was choosing to make it about love and trust. And when I set that as my course,
Right.
then what happened was everything fell into line, and every choice I made
Right.
was based on that principle.
Right.
And it made things so much easier. I wasn't waffly on anything because I knew what my path was, and I had set the course.
But she was annoyingly strong
Oh, really?
and committed to her path.
How about a little bit of cake I just made? No sugar. It's like, wow, okay.
You know. So our time is up. As fascinating as we are with ourselves and our journey, we hope that our ideas are helping you if you're going through anything like this now, and we'll help you and your friends tell them about it, because life is a journey and shift does happen for your highest good.
Always.
Always.
Always. Whether
Always.
it seems like it at the time or not.
Right. Right. So
We're on the Fool's Journey.
on the what?
That's the tarot. The Fool's Journey.
Okay, well, that's another show. How about this? Thank you, goddesses, for being with us today, and love gods.
And coming back with us and
coming back.
playing with us. Yeah.
Yes, we're glad to be back.
So good morning, goddess.
Good morning, goddess.